Hello, everyone. It is good to be back with you on season three of the podcast, The Call. We sense that what God will have us discuss for the next 8 weeks as we end the year 2021 is the concept of work. We'll cover what is work from a biblical perspective. We'll also look at our calling and work. We'll also explore if work is a curse or like some people see it. And we'll also see work as worship and service. And in addition, we'll be discussing work from a point of rest and the time frame of work. Why in the last episode for season three, we do hope that we're going to be looking at saying that work doesn't validate us at all. And so, sweetheart, as a matter of introduction, can you please just help us understand what is work and what should it mean for us as call chasers? So over to you, my love.
Thank you, Mufe. Welcome back, everyone. We hope you're keeping well and looking forward to the great things that the Lord will do with you and yours in the last 3 months of this year. Can you believe it's October? So, to answer your question, sweetheart, work and looking at the concept of work from a viewpoint of a call chaser. First thing is that work isn't a punitive concept introduced because of the Adamic sin. Many people think about like that curse that was placed on Adam about him toiling the ground and think that's like that's why we have to work. If you still work that way, you do it from a point of exhaustion and necessary evil. But remember that before Adam and Eve fell, Adam was already charged to tend the garden even before they sinned. God placed him in the garden after creation. The Bible says that the Lord placed Adam in the garden and asked him to tend it and take care of it. And one of the first things that God said to man was to be fruitful and multiply, which involves work, really. However, we need to know that work is an expression of our godness. God worked. That's the beginning of the creation story, God's work. Genesis chapter 1 talks about how in the beginning God said this, let there be this, and then it says God rested from doing this on the seventh day, which meant he worked. And the work we're speaking about is the totality of who we are and what we do. It ranges from your house chores to working for pay or salary, or even like you owning your business, and even volunteering at different places at work, in church, with organizations, whatever it is. Anything that you're applying your gifts and calling to is work, and it's you being creative and expressing your godness.
Yeah,
it is the essence of our being here. And we have a culture that has grown now to use work as an identifier. When people meet you, let's say you meet a friend that you haven't seen in a long time, or like one of your classmates, one of the first questions they'll probably ask you is, so what do you do? And so the society has made work as an identifier and a measure of your usefulness. If I say, I'm a stay-at-home mom, you probably give me that look of,
but that's a work. Well, that's a work itself.
Exactly,
taking care of babies.
It is work, but society doesn't see it that way. But that isn't God's intention. Though work should and or can provide for our basic human needs, that's like the lowest level. Work from the perspective of God is more holistic than that. It's more holistic than just meeting your physiological needs.
He can feed us. God can provide for our needs without even working here.
Christ says that look at the ravens, at the birds. They don't sow, they eat.
But they have enough in their barn. The lilies too.
Exactly.
The clothes such as beautiful.
They're not worrying about clothes, but they're so beautiful.
Especially during the spring. If you see flowers, you just love them. They're great.
Yeah. Like the way everything is so beautiful now as it's raining here in South Africa. So this passage of scriptures that we will share with you gives us a foundational definition of what work is. First is Exodus 31, 1 to 5, and Exodus 36, verse 1. So I'll read Exodus 36, verse 1. It says to Bezalel, Oholiab, and every skilled person to whom the Lord has given skill and ability to know how to carry out all the work of constructing the sanctuary, how to do the work just as the Lord has commanded. So this scripture is about like when God had given Moses the template to build the temple, and God asked them to do it exactly as He had shown him. But then God gave skill to certain people. Bezalel, especially. Bezalel was so skilled, like if you read further down, and he was skillful, he had creativity. So this the foundation of work is embedded in the purpose. It says, as the Lord has commanded.
In our DNA, yeah.
Why God created us for work, and is to be like Him. God works, God works. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, like the scripture you read about the holy that we're talking about, and Bezalel, you could know that they didn't even learn the stuff. So God specifically gave them that skills for a certain kind of work. So they were working not because they wanted to even be paid to eat. They were working to bring about the beauty and the creation of God. So like you said, God has a design for the temple already in His heart that He gave to Moses, and He wanted them to do exactly like He wanted to be. So work is much more than that. It's our totality. So thank you, sweetheart. So you just shared with us that work is much more than providing for our food. People say, I'm working to provide for our daily need. I'm running helter-skelter that my family will live and have all of that. And so if work is much more than our basic needs, so can you just say more about it?
Sure. Yes, it is a totality of our being. Work goes beyond, like I said, the image that comes to my mind is something from economics, the Maslow pyramid, and it's even bigger than that for us as Christians. Many people view work as something they do so that they can meet their bills. But Tim and Olive, a Christian couple blogger, shared an extract from Timothy Keller's book, Every Good Endeavor, on their blog, discussing the meaning of work, which we would like to share with you, our listeners. I think.
What did you call the book, sweetheart?
It's called Every Good Endeavor.
Oh, okay.
And it says that work is as much a basic human need as food, beauty, rest, friendship, prayer, and sexuality. It is not simply medicine, but food for our soul. Without meaningful work, we sense significant inner loss and emptiness. People who are cut off from work because of physical or other reasons quickly discover how much they need work to thrive emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And this quote or this extract from their blog captures our thoughts around work and what we plan to explore with you, God helping us, over the next 8 episodes of this. So this episode and 7 others.
And it's going to be like 16 weeks, yeah.
Yes. And so as we understand God's perspective of work, we get better at our call. You see that your calling, we've been talking about this in the last 2 seasons, your calling can be expressed in the work that you do. And this will ensure that we finish strongly. We will see that every work that we do matters to God, whether you're cleaning, whether you're serving, whether you're the president, whether you're the doctor, whatever it is you're teaching, you're mothering, whatever it is, God values it. It goes beyond just pastoring, evangelizing, and all of that. There is no hierarchy of work in heaven. Everyone contributes to this big vision, this big thing that God is doing in our time and season.
Yeah, thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, not just in heaven. I think even the desire of heaven to be here on earth, and that's one of the prayer we pray that let the will of heaven be done on earth. Like you said, when people ask you what work are you doing, I know most times people are ashamed of saying, "Oh, I'm a teacher. Oh, I work as a security guard. Oh, I'm a driver. Oh, I do this." So people find more touch name, more good name. Each title, you see people begin to say, "I am a pilot." So pilot of what? Are you flying a plane or you're driving a car? So because of the prestige, that society has put in it, every teacher, I know the term teacher, someone will say, "Oh, I am an instructor." Yeah, I am this, I am that. The society, because if it's not doctor, if it's not engineer, people think they're not working. So thank you so much for sharing with us. That is beyond just hierarchy. There's no hierarchy. Every work, it means every work counts. And so hopefully as we explore together by God's help, we'll begin to even help us take away this shame associated with the kind of work we do. People cannot say, "Oh, I'm a housemaid, I clean, or I do this," and hopefully
in labor.
That's it. We're able to see that indeed that is God's heart for us. So this is so deep, my love. This is so deep. And I hope that our listeners themselves that your heart is beginning to be challenged on what God has in stock for us in season 3. And I think it's deep. And so if you really desire rest, or if you desire to walk as heaven has designed you to walk, then you won't want to miss any of the episodes this season. And so we're going to see you in a fortnight, God willing. So remember that you can reach us via our email, which is the call
633.
Yeah, the call 633 at gmail.com. And hopefully, we're also trying to get our social media handle out to you by the next edition so we can begin to interact with each of the topics we cover fortnightly. And we'll start from season 1. So you can go to our social media, interact with it, listen, and we'll have some topic to help us explore further. And so we're going to see you in 2 weeks' time. We'll be talking about our calling in work. Hopefully, God will help us at that time to really deep into this topic. So until we meet again in a fortnight, may God bless you and keep you. And sweetheart, any final word for our audience?
Have a blessed working week.
Yeah, indeed. Have a blessed working week. Yeah, even working weekend before the week comes ahead. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.